Riding with country bass, country bass. Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah, yeah. Riding with country bass, country bass. Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah, yeah. Riding with country bass, country bass. Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah, yeah. Riding with country bass, country bass. Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah, yeah. Riding with country bass, country bass. Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah, yeah. Riding with country bass, country bass.
Yo, 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 what's going on, everybody? Bitcoin Chris checking in yet again, rocking my Jump Out Girls hoodie. It's a little cold out in Florida today. You know, the sun's out, so it's a little warm, but it's a little cold, it's a little hot, and then it's a little cold. I wanted to hop on here real quick because I'm taking a nice walk around the neighborhood. I want to hop on here and encourage you guys. You know, drop a little bit of insight on what's been going on. Let me see. Y'all can see this building right here. This building is super dope. But I told you guys I went Super Saiyan so y'all can see a full Super Saiyan Bitcoin Chris. Hope you guys are doing well. God loves you. I love you. Uh, just want to go over a couple things here with you guys because I'm actually not in the original, not at home, or I'm not anywhere where I can pull up and do charts and analysis and all that stuff. But today's, live is just pretty much about the year of the action, right? I want to make sure I encourage you guys to take action and encourage you guys to not only don't take anything that I have to say at face value. Always look up not only what I say, but what anybody says, right? Look up any and everything that everybody says, right? Because, we're humans, right? We can make mistakes. And the older I get, the more I don't give a trying to watch my language. The more I don't care about what anybody says, right? The older I get, the less I care about what anybody says, right? Well, certain people, right? Because there's some people who you should definitely respect their opinion, right? Those who have been proven to be, correct, or proven to know what they're talking about. But everybody else, man, I don't care what anybody else has to say, right? Like MSNBC or just like MSM, the mainstream media in general, don't care what MSM got to say about anything Bitcoin related, anything financials related, anything health related, anything related. I'm not listening to MSM about anything, right? So, like I said, I was out for about 2 weeks plus. My birthday was on the 13th. And, I was in the hospital. I had this scar. I don't know if y'all can see it. Oh, there it is right there. I have this scar here. They had to go through, I had a tooth infection. So they had to go through my mouth up into underneath my tongue and put a tube in my mouth. And so my face was like super swole. It was crazy. It was pretty painful. They took mad blood. Like it was like, yo, if y'all take any more blood, I'm gonna have to charge y'all because there was coming in there every morning taking blood from me. Not only that, they took huge. They took like 3 or 4 huge like capsules full of blood. I'm like, yo, I gotta chill with the blood work, man. Y'all gotta chill with the blood work. But I guess they got to take, all that blood to do different types of tests. But either way, it's still excessive amount of blood. It's in the hospital for a couple days, probably like a week. I think I was in the hospital, man. And they had to transfer me out of the hospital to another hospital. It was it was definitely weird. But the reason why I'm saying it is because, you never know what's going to happen to you, right? You never know when you're going to end up in the hospital, when you're going to pass away. We're all going to transition one day. So I want to encourage you guys to take action, right? Encourage you guys to get life insurance, encourage you guys to check out IULs, whole life insurance policies, stack your Bitcoin and chill, and just learn and do your research. A lot of people think that you need lawyers to do a lot of these things. You don't need lawyers to file lawsuits. You don't need lawyers to read your rights, know your rights. They tell you one thing. They tell you that you need a license to carry arms or to concealed carry or whatever the case may be, right? But then we have a Second Amendment constitutional protected right that says we have a right to bear arms. So we have to start looking at the language and start realizing a lot of the things that these states and a lot of things that these states tell us that we can do versus the Constitution, which is the law of the land, tells us that we can do. You have to start making yourself knowledgeable about these things, and this is exactly what I've been talking about for the last, you know, 3 4 months. What I've been telling you guys about learning about your rights, learning way before Trump even came into office. I was telling you guys about your rights and learning about your constitutional protected activities such as freedom of speech, freedom of religion, all this stuff, right? And then now you see Elon talking about it more and talking about your rights and all this stuff. Now you got Donald Trump in office, doing a lot of things as well as far as your rights go. But we got a lot of misinformed people as well, right? That complain and talking about that. That look at things from the opposite side, right? So if you're financially illiterate, like I just tweeted, right? I don't want to hear your opinion about anything politics, about anything law related, right? Because if you're not even astute enough to understand and leverage your credit to better yourself and your family, or at least getting yourself a life insurance policy, that way when you do pass away, because we're all going to pass away, you look into different IULs and whole life insurance policies so you can benefit your family, you know when you do pass away. If you're not even like astute and aware and wise enough to do that, and you're not reading about how to fix your finances or to leverage your credit to better yourself, if you're not even doing that, which is the bare minimum in today's society where you need to become wealthy and rich to even survive, if you're not even doing that and you're okay with the 9 to 5 and you're okay with just getting by and you're not, reading and staying down and not hustling, because, I don't even like the word hustle, just doing what you got to do. Because, sometimes you got to make sacrifices. You don't have to go out all the time. You don't got to buy alcohol. You don't got to drink. And if that's your forte, that's your forte. But, you don't have to do all these things all the time, right? Especially me being the age that I'm at now. When I'm looking back, I'm like, damn, if I would have just settled down and chilled when my younger days, you'd be in a lot better position. I would be in a lot better position now, even though I'm not in a bad position, but I could be in a better position. So I just say that to say, if you're not even reading about and learning about financial literacy, which is fixing your personal credit to then leverage your personal credit to get business credit, and then using your business credit to buy Bitcoin, and then doing what the wealthy do is if you don't want to pay. So I don't even, like I said, I don't even give financial advice. I just be telling y'all strategies and opportunities and options that you're able to do, right? Because you have Donald Trump who has filed bankruptcy and is still a billionaire, but you have people talking shit about him, right? Saying that he's not a smart businessman, which you don't know about trust and you don't know about bankruptcy, right? Because if you did, then you would not be making those statements, right? You won't be making those comments. Because if he wasn't such a smart businessman and he's so bad at business, then how come he's still a billionaire, right? Just saying, right? Also, I was saying that to say again before because I keep getting sidetracked. If you're not even reading about your credit and you're not reading about how to fix your credit and leverage your credit to get business credit to buy assets that's going to pay back the credit over time, right? Or start a business. right? To then accumulate more Bitcoin, right? Over time. If you're not even doing that minimum, if you're not doing that at bare minimum, then I know you're not reading your rights. I know you're not reading the Constitution. I know you're not reading about the laws that they're passing. I know you're not reading your Florida. I live in Florida, right? So I know if you live in Florida, you're definitely not reading the Florida Constitution because Florida has a constitution as well. Every state has their own constitution, followed by the Constitution of the United States. There's a difference between the state of Florida and Florida State. So you need to know the differences between the state of Florida because it's all a part of the District of Columbia. So that's why you have the state of Texas and the state of New York and the state of Georgia, for an example, versus Florida State, Georgia State, New York State. These are different entities, right? Because when you start to read and you start to realize what's going on, they have this thing called the District of Columbia, which is the corporation of the United States, and that's who Donald Trump is the president over, the corporation, right? So when you understand that this is a corporation and you're operating in the corporation, then you need to understand that, damn, they've been we've been operating in the wrong. You're operating in the jurisdiction and under a corporation when you're actually a living person, which is why I told you guys a very long time ago. I know I got a lot of tweets, but a very long time ago I said, "Do you ever wonder why on your photo ID, on your ID, your name is in all caps? Do you not know that corporations, their names are in all caps? You don't ever realize that it's different from how we all spell our names with a capital first letter, lowercase rest of your letter, right? Rest of your name, right? And then uppercase last name. So for me, capital C, lowercase h, RIS, obviously, capital K, lowercase NIGHT, right? But on your ID and on your bills, it's all caps. You guys never thought about why is it in all caps? So these are things that you got to start to realize that you're operating in commerce, you're operating as a business, even though you as a person is a living being. These are two separate entities that we have to understand that are not the same. So, went on a little tangent there. But I know if you don't even know about your finances or care about your finances, you're definitely not going to care about the law. You're definitely not going to care about the policies that are being in place. You're definitely not even, taking the time to look at that stuff because if you did take the time to learn this stuff, you would be in a better financial situation. You wouldn't be crying all over Twitter about any politician, right? Because it doesn't even matter who's the president, right? You are the president of your own life and you dictate and you are, the director and the person that's in control of your own life, right? So who cares who's in office? What are you doing to better your life, regardless of who's in office, right? So I say that to say you have to take action this year. We're already in February. February, the shortest month of the year. Already the 18th or 18th, right? 18th of February. Don't know where the month is gone, but we're already in February. January, the longest damn month ever, right? Felt like it was so long in January. And now we're coming into February, right? And now February is already almost over. We're already 2 months into the new year. And time is just like, there is no time. Time is a vapor. So when I was in the hospital, I got to sit down, I got to chill. I was still even working a little bit in the hospital because I could talk a little bit, even though my mouth was super swollen before they did surgery on me. I was still working, but I say that to say, you got to do your due diligence. You got to put in the work, and you got to read, guys. It's very important to read because I stated in a tweet earlier that you don't need a lawyer to file lawsuits. You just have to read, right? And there's ChatGPT, right? And then there's Google, and then there's YouTube, right? So you have the whole wide world right here in your hands, and we don't even utilize the smartphone to make smart decisions. We ask people questions when we can ask Google, ChatGPT, YouTube questions. There's a lot of shit that I be seeing online. I be like, yo, y'all be asking all these fucking dumbass questions on your smartphone. Why don't you just ask ChatGPT? Why don't you look it up on YouTube? Or why don't you Google it? Three free resources to find out information. But people just want to continue to, do dumb things with their smartphone. all these smartphones and too many dumb people, right? And it's sad because it's only going to get worse, right? Things are only going to transpire, and people are only going to get dumber. People are only going to be more addicted to their phones and be, you know, subjected to the information that's put in front of their faces versus actually doing some due diligence or reading, right? So, I say that to say again, this is the year of the action. You got to take action. You got to stack your Bitcoin and chill. You got to fix your credit this year. If you have any negative items on your credit, look up how to fix your own credit. I highly recommend that you do so. I've been giving away my free do-it-yourself ebooks last year for Christmas. You can still get it for I think it's like $17, right, to fix your own credit, or you can look it up on YouTube or Google or whatever. Just fix your credit, guys, because once you fix your credit, you can leverage your credit to buy assets or to start a business, get business credit, and then from there you can cash flow and then use the money to buy Bitcoin. I've been saying the same thing since 2020. We are 5 years later, and the tune doesn't change because it's the truth, right? The truth doesn't change. It's only the lies that change. I've been telling you guys since 2020, fix your credit, stack your Bitcoin, and chill, right? God forbid you can't pay back the loan. Guess what? Even if you do it on your personal side, which I don't recommend, you're the one who creates the money. And this is why I keep tweeting to you guys and talking about the promissory notes and keep telling you guys that you create the money, you create the value. Without you, without your application, without your signature, without your social security number. Your signature is really the golden ticket, right? Your signature and your social security number. So without those things, guys, there is no money, there is no account. So technically, and there's way more than that. There's so much that I don't even know, right? But I do know enough to know what the hell I'm talking about. I know enough because I've been reading. Technically, when you do get a loan, you can pretty much discharge the loan because again, you're the one who created the value. The banks don't even loan you money, and this is how I'm helping my clients. This is why and then I made a tweet about the lawyers, right? Because a lot of these lawyers are crooked. A lot of these a lot of these lawyers are crooked. They're money hungry. They're buddy buddy with the judges, right? And they'll drag out cases longer and longer to make you pay more. They're very not all of them obviously, right? There's some good lawyers out there. Not talking about all lawyers, but majority of these lawyers are crooked, guys. And if you don't know that these lawyers are crooked, that's why a lot of people in the positions that they're in, right? You're paying your lawyer X amount of money, and you still have to plead guilty, or you still this, that, and the third. It's because you don't know your rights. So I say that to say you don't need a lawyer to file lawsuits because I've already filed a lawsuit against TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian, right, for violating my privacy rights and for not, doing what the hell they're supposed to be doing, right? Because I've been fixing people's credit since 2020 as well, and so I've firsthand seen them violate not only my rights but other people's rights. But after disputing a couple rounds, I'll get the deletions that I'm looking for my clients or for myself, right? Because it does take time because they do have 30 to 45 days to respond, right? So it does take time. However, by me doing my due diligence, by me reading, by me seeing, by me seeing and learning from other people as well, because you got to network and learn from other people. Because like I said, I don't know everything, guys. I don't know everything, guys, but I do know enough. I know that I don't know enough, so that's why I continue to educate myself. Right? There's not a day that goes by that I'm not learning, listening to a podcast, reading a book, or audiobook. And so I just highly recommend that you guys do the same. You got to take action this year. I want to recommend that you guys take a lot of action, take massive amount of action this year. If you don't know what to do, reach out to someone, get a mentor, because a mentor is how I got started into the financial literacy space and credit restoration and business, even business. I didn't know anything about business before 2020, right? So I was working at Hilton from 20, and I was working at Wyndham actually when COVID came through. So when COVID came through, I was working at Wyndham, and then they I don't know what it's called when they temporarily um, stop you guys from working, but I was temporarily stopped from working at Wyndham, right? And I had some income coming in, and I was already I was looking at real estate. I was really big into real estate, even though I had Bitcoin back then as well, because I've been telling people to buy Bitcoin since 2017 as well. So 2017 I was at Hilton, 2018 Hilton, 2019 to 2020 I think I was at Wyndham. And while I was at Wyndham, I was telling everybody that I worked at Wyndham, yo, stack some Bitcoin. You gotta buy Bitcoin. Boo, boo, boo. They didn't listen. Of course, they didn't listen. Um, and so I wasn't even, I wasn't always financially literate and wise and stuff. But I got a mentor, learned. I paid 5 grand for the mentorship. And and it's another thing that I want to also address here is that in order for you to take action, you have to invest in yourself. So a lot of people get upset when people charge for their mentorship program or charge for their course or charge for information. Yes, they're not charging you for the information, right? They're charging you for their time because they've already took the time to learn and will teach you and help you to save time, right? Because you're either going to pay with your time or money. And a lot of things that I'm saying, I've already said in multiple videos. I think I have like 300 videos. All right, we back. All right, cool. So my bad for the connection error. So I was pretty much just saying, guys, you can't get mad at people for charging for their mentorship program, for charging for their course, for charging. I mean, of course, you got to vet the person, right, and make sure that they know what the hell they're talking about. Don't be getting scammed and stuff, right? But for somebody to sell information, they're not really selling the information. They're selling their time, especially in a mentorship program. And I highly recommend that you invest in yourself and to buy a mentorship program from somebody that will help you to level up, right? Because if I would have never invested in the mentorship program, I would have never learned about business credit. I would have never been able to start my own business, credit restoration business. I would have never learned about manufacturer spending, which I just did a video on the other day before I went to the hospital. I did a video on how you can make money on your personal credit and your business credit card simply by manufacturer spending. And so, and I've done that, and I have a video of it with my son. I have a video with me and my son went to Kay's Jeweler. We had like a bonus. So one of my business credit cards, I think it was like you have to spend like 5K within the first 3 months, and then you get like $2,000 or $3,000 or some bonus points or something, right? I don't know what the perks was, but a lot of these credit cards offer reward points and stuff that you can do if you spend a certain amount within a certain amount of time, right? So I showed you guys how to pretty much use specific platforms such as I think it was Credit Cash. I know Rakuten's one, but I don't even like Rakuten. There's another one that I use. It's in the video, and you pretty much just buy something online, whoop, 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 liquidate the credit card, boom, get your credit, and then you just return it, right? And then that way you can make some additional income doing that. You can make money by selling authorized user, right? If you have a good credit already, you can sell the good credit age. You can sell your good credit history, which is age, and then if you have a high limit, you can sell that as well. Because I do that as well, and I've been doing that as well. For an example, I have a $31,000 American Express card. I sell it for $500 for an example. They get to stay on for 3 months. A if you have a high credit card utilization, which means you have, let's just say you have three $500 credit cards, and you're maxed out on all three. That's $1,500, right? So that's going to drop your score, especially if that's the only three credit cards that you have. So the $35,000 Amex, once you get that, and I put that on your profile because you're going to be because you're the authorized user on my credit card. What that will do is that will drop your credit card utilization so much. You'll have a 31,000 plus the 1,500, and so there'll only be 1,500 used out of the 31,000 or 32 or 33,000, whatever the total amount is, right? So, or 32,500, whatever the case may be. So that drops your utilization. So that's another way to make money, right? So again, I wouldn't have never learned any of this stuff or even have any idea that you could even do any of this stuff unless I invested in myself and got the mentorship program. So you got to take action this year. And like I said, I don't care if you guys fix your credit through me or anybody else, or do it on your. I want you to do it on your own, because then you can help anybody else around you. Or again, you can hire someone, or you can hire us, because I've been doing it since 2020. So we've been here. Actually, I've been fixing credits since 2017, because that's one of the side hustles that I was doing in 2017. I actually have a screenshot of that as well. So a lot of the things I'm telling you, I have proof, right? I'm not just talking just to talk. I actually have proof, right? And we help clients get business credit as well. So you have to invest. If I would have never invested, I would have never been able to buy Bitcoin when it dipped in 2020. I would have never been able to start a business. I would have never been able to sell my trade line, which is the AU. I would have never been able to do, and which led me up to what I'm doing now, which is helping people out with their debts, right? Because a lot of people don't know that debt collectors, if they start to sue you, right, they self-inflicted their own injury, right? Or I'm helping people now. Now that I know the law, now that I'm reading, now that I know how to use ChatGPT, now that I know what the is going on, these lawyers ain't got nothing. Yo, these lawyers ain't got nothing on me, yo. These lawyers ain't got nothing on me. Overheating. All right, so my all right, I hear you. I hear you. All right, my gimbal's overheating. So these lawyers ain't got nothing on me, right? Because these lawyers and these attorneys and these debt collectors, they that's the problem. A lot of us are they bank on our ignorance. So because we're ignorant and don't know the law and don't know what's really going on, they take advantage of that, and they can sue you. And because when they do sue you, you usually don't even respond because you're so scared, right? You're scared and you don't even respond back to them. That's how they win a lot of the times. It's called default judgment. They just go ahead and judge on you because you don't even respond. So that's what I'm doing now, right? I'm helping people because foreclosures, there's so many. The I shared the actual um what is it that I share? I shared the web pages and the lawyers that actually, and the stories, right? There's a bunch of stories and a bunch of information where these banks, such as Wells Fargo, have been foreclosing on people illegally, right? And little do we know that we create the money, like I said, with our promissory note. They take the promissory note, they securitize it. That's how they get the money. They pretty much lend you your own money. It's how it works. Whether you want to accept that, whether you understand it or not, look it up. You create a promissory, you sign a promissory note. The promise to pay is the money. All right. So what happens is they take that note and they securitize it, which means they monetize it, they sell it, and that's how they make them. That's how they get the money, right? So once they do that, they take the promissory note, which is a negotiable instrument, and they then securitize it, which makes it a negotiable promissory note, which means they transferred it, right? And once they do that, they're no longer able to collect on the debt because it's technically already paid for, right? So when you understand that and you read the articles that I shared about Wells Fargo foreclosing on people, and just the ignorance of people, because most people just don't read and don't know, and I didn't know until I started reading. So once you start figuring this stuff out, you're like, damn, these banks are literally taking advantage of us every single day. Not only do they take advantage of us and do a bunch of fraudulent shit on the banking end, right? They're also taking advantage of you when you buy your house and when you buy your mortgage, and when you get a loan, and when you get a car pay, and when you get a car loan. So it's like, yo, I can't just sit here and know this information and not help people out, right? So that's why I started to add on to my credit restoration services. If you're getting sued by a debt collector, guess what? We can help you because first and foremost, they took on that injury. That's a self-inflicted injury, right? And nobody told them to buy that debt, right? And if they bought the debt from a bank which already charged it off, the bank already charged it off, and that's a write-off for them. They got a tax credit for that. So the bank got paid twice, right? They got paid because they got the tax credit, and then they got paid again because the debt collector bought it. So once you start to realize, like, yo, y'all can't keep trying. Like, for once you are a knowledgeable person, you can't. Once you know better, basically, you just got to do better. So now that I know better, I'm doing better, and I want to help other people do better as well. So that's why I started, adding those services to my business, which is again helping people out with being sued by debt collectors, or helping people with foreclosures, because yo, my people perish because of a lack of knowledge, right? So you just got to be knowledgeable. You got to do better. You got to be better. And yeah, so take massive action. So with that being said, stack your Bitcoin and chill. Super Saiyan Chris, Super Saiyan Bitcoin Chris. Let me know if y'all like the blonde hair. I love the blonde hair. I look crazy, but I love the blonde hair. I look super crazy. I was already getting like whenever I have my regular hair, right? My hair, my regular hair, my black hair. Whenever my hair was regular color, I would always be asking my hair is real. And now that I got the blonde hair, people will really be thinking my hair is not real. People be thinking my hair is like fake and shit, or I got a wig on or something. And also, I got that good hair, that Native American hair. You dig? That mixed people hair. So, anyways, I got my toner at the crib. I'm about to tone this bad boy up and go a little bit more. I don't know what the. I think it's called golden blonde. Golden blonde. Anyways, guys, stack your Bitcoin and chill. Take massive action. That's all I wanted to pretty much say. Um, you know, stop listening to so many people online and read for yourself. Even myself, don't take anything that I gotta say. Everything that I just said on here, go look it up. Go look up the promissory note. And I'll be sharing the laws and everything with y'all anyway. So everything that I share the law, and I share the code, the UCC code or the USC code. So anyway, and either way, you're gonna get the information. You just have to take the information and do your due diligence, and then the rest is up to you. I can only lead the horse to water, cannot make them drink, right? So that being said, Bitcoin Chris checking out. Head over to swanbitcoin.com/Bitcoin Chris. Get $10 free Bitcoin. Over $1 million in buys on the Swan link. Head over to Fold. Click that, scan that QR code. I think that QR code is messed up. Just scan that QR code or click the link in the bio. If you need help with anything, click the link in the bio. My new book is available, Bitcoin Dad, Fiat Dad. It's only $20 if you order it from me. $30 on Amazon because Amazon want to take a nice chunk of money from me, so I got to charge a little bit more on there. So if you want to order it, go to bitcoindadfiatdad.com. And then what I'm going to do is system.io for my entrepreneurs out there, for my fellow entrepreneurs out there. I know there's not a lot of you, and I want to encourage you guys to start your own business because I already told you guys can start a business and get a credit. I think it's a $5,000 tax credit just for starting a business for your first year. Remember I told you guys that? Start a business ASAP. And then if you have a 9 to 5 job, which most of you guys do, you can write off your expenses off your W-2. Told you guys that. Also, you're not even supposed to pay taxes. I've been telling you guys about taxes, and I went over this in the last video, so I'm not going to go in there. I'm not even going to go there. I already told you guys about the taxes. And look what comes out, man. I'm just ahead of my time, and that's fine. Bitcoiners are ahead of their time, and that's fine. It's just frustrating to see people perish due to a lack of knowledge when you're literally giving them the information to help change their lives and to make a difference, right? But they want to buy XRP and Ethereum. Well, make your fiat gains, and then if you're wise, you know, you'll buy Bitcoin. But if not, good luck. Good luck. Good luck. So with that being said, Bitcoin Chris checking out. God loves you. I love you. Stack your Bitcoin and chill. Read. Reading is fundamental. Reading is key. Use ChatGPT. Double check and know what you're talking about when you're asking ChatGPT things. Because ChatGPT is wrong sometimes, a lot of times. So you got to know what you're talking about. and then use Google, cross reference. I use Perplexity as well. So you got to use a couple different things, man. You got to cross reference. You got to, you know, you got to do your due diligence. Stack your Bitcoin and chill. I'll see you guys in the next video. Happy Tuesday, and Bitcoin is checking out. Peace.
Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah, yeah. Riding with country bass, country bass. Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah, yeah.